السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another installment of the R2F show. This will be a show covering events that happened yesterday, which is Salman's hearing case. It'll be a shorter show, it'll be about half an hour. And we'll just have a quick Q&A, and we can ask what happened at the hearing, and we can go from there, expound upon it. So if you have any questions for us regarding Salman's case or the eventual trial, or just anything at all involving Team Away or questions about Islam in general, feel free to ask us, and we will hopefully answer those questions for you. Husi, you were there yesterday at the hearing, so if you would explain like the events that preceded it and what happened, then we can start.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right. So for those new to the channel or just subscribed and newly subscribed, we have been covering a legal matter between a religious cult group known as TMOA and one of the ex-members of TMOA, Brother Salman. And today was the hearing. So it was the 14th of February, and it was the first initial, proceedings leading up into the court situation. And me and my brother, we actually went over there. We wanted to make sure that we, were there to where we could cover everything and make sure that we gave accurate information back. So that's pretty much that part. So going into the whole situation, Sal came there, and we were able to actually walking in the building. And to be honest, a swift execution in there. I want to say 20, 30 minutes. And then after that, everything wrapped up, and we were able to get out of there with a quick quick win.
Okay, so alhamdulillah, it went faster than the previous time that we had a court case versus TMOA, because they dragged it on for hours unnecessarily. So who represented TMOA? Was it just their lawyer, or was it someone like from the community itself?
It was actually some random lawyer from the local area. He came in pretty. So
no one showed up.
Huh?
Did anyone from TMOA show up to like for the trial or for the hearing? Was it just only a lawyer?
Yeah, it was
okay.
It was two sisters and a brother. So it was Brother Mahmoud, and I'm assuming maybe they learned from the situation they had going on with me, because it was a couple of more salams. So it was the Didi sister.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a couple more salam. I'm not going to disclose exactly who they were. Obviously, we still have to respect. But yeah, they showed up. I have no idea what they were doing there. Just popped randomly and put most of.
Okay, so they're just there just to.
Say it again.
Oh no, I was just saying they didn't say much. They kind of were just there to watch. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. You're kind of like breaking up some, but I can hear you.
Yeah, so their lawyer came up. Initially, their position was to attempt. Let me see. My audio is not good. Yeah, I'm out here in the sticks.
It's like you're just like you're lagging occasionally out there in the boonies.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I typically don't try to get on that much, especially in the country now. When I'm on the other side of the city, I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much once they going, their only case, their only position that they took was to try to pretty much say the same lie that they've been saying, which was, this is a different TMOA, blah, blah, blah. That was the only thing that they held on to the whole time. And again, so their lawyer rambled on for maybe about 15 minutes or so. Salman's lawyer, who was a little bit older in age, he was just short with his word. Maybe said about 2.5 sentences, and it's a swift execution from there. Beyond the judge pretty much sided in favor of Salman's lawyer. Like I said, it was a very, very quick, swift execution. It was just not enough information to overturn the the petition. So that is essentially how it went. Wasn't too many details involved beyond that point. We do know that the judge did say that they had 21 days to respond. So this is very important. This is very important because they have to decide. That when me and my brother getting, their lawyer took them into the back room and we behind them, and their lawyer was like, "All right, so that didn't work. Now we have some serious issues." And me and my brother actually heard the lawyer say that. So they pretty much threw out the little Hail Mary, which we knew they were going to do. They didn't want to tackle anything other than, this is the wrong TMOA. They try to push it, try to act like it was a random TMOA in Hancock, and then there was another one down here in Virginia.
The same name.
Yes, same name, but again, it just did not hold up. Salman's lawyer was very, very sharp with his tongue. He was swift. He did not mince words. He went up there and said about maybe 3 or 4 sentences, and the execution was done. That's pretty much how it went. And again, they have 21 days to actually put forth an actual to, the paperwork that Sal and his lawyer submitted. So they're going to have a bit of trouble here because we imagine that they're going to try to, honestly, with as arrogant as these people are, we do understand and believe that they're probably going to try to take it to trial, which is not going to bode well for them. But that's like to it. They can have weeks to respond, and then once that's done, once that's done, will be set, and then will officially be entering the state.
Okay, so they have until March 6th to actually get their defense in order. And really, like we mentioned this earlier when we were covering the documents, it's a very lazy attempt for TMOA to say, hey, there happens to be some other organization called Western America in America, but it's not us, even though we know all about this thing right here. We were part of the community. So it's very lazy overboard to say, hey, this is like, hey, this is Mubarak R2F. He's not part of R2F, but he just is Tennessee R2F, and it's different from Hussein, who is VA R2F. Like they're totally different entities, even though we see them together on the same show. It's a totally different person. So it was just a very lazy attempt overall, PMOA, and they're not serious. They're not serious people. They're gonna go
honestly. To court. I believe that their lawyer represent them. I don't really believe he's been confident with it because he didn't put up any resistance after the judge went on there and slapped him around a little bit. He didn't put up much resistance. He kind of, okay, no, and then the judge even gave him another opportunity. He said, is there any objections? Do you have anything to say? He said, no, Your Honor. So it was almost like a foregone conclusion. And I guess that was just their last lazy attempt to kind of throw up a Hail Mary and see if they could get the situation dismissed. What was telling for me, to be honest, was the looks on their faces. So it was Mahmoud from Georgia there, and then it was two. So it was two of these sisters that were there. Like, in respect, I'm not going to this word, but they just looked silly. It was cringy. I mean, they were getting told. It was all a defeating type of look. Building. I was just kind of, pretty bad sense to just simply come do the right thing, say what's right and it's right. But yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Welcome, Sheikh. Out.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
You might be a little too loud. What you got?
That's fine.
Topic, Mubarak.
Alhamdulillah. It's just I mean, it's not any technical analysis, but just some what's it called? You know how you have the play-by-play guy, and then you have the color analyst. So I'm gonna leave the technical side to you, but as far as the other side of things, as far as the case, the motion to have it dismissed, that getting rejected, for the Tamoa loyalists, and for the
That Samoa
supporters.
That's sticking.
Yeah,
We even took it a little further.
yeah, like it has a nice ring to it.
Ring to it, yeah.
But for the Tamoa people, I mean,
no.
Listen,
Let me help you. Let me help you, Mubarak. The Samoan people.
The Tamoan. Yeah. So yeah. For the Tamoan people, I mean, y'all really have to look at this logically. I know that there's been some trouble doing that over the years, for the past 40 years, looking at things logically. But really, I mean, this is, as a friend of mine always says, I mean, this is like a slap in the lips. I mean, really, it's a slap in the lip. The motion to dismiss getting rejected, resoundingly rejected, really puts a clear floodlight, a flashlight, on the reality of the situation. For years, that you have been saying whatever you wanted, and even if it wasn't true, the Tamoan leadership was always able to kind of bully the people into, threaten the people into, have them fearful of speaking out or questioning, the veracity or the truthfulness of their statements. Well, now they're instead of being in this spirit world or this Sufi world or this Tamoan world, now they're in the real world where, because the law of Allah and the court of Allah did not phase or affect them, now the United States legal system is really shocking them into a point of reality, which it should shock them. Maybe there's some still delusional ones there, but your motion to dismiss, get it slapped down, which usually this is what you do. You just dismiss any claims that are made. You dismiss any refutations or rebuttals, or you dismiss any clear evidence that's presented about the things that y'all do being wrong. But now, a very clear reality is that that's not going to happen. Not in this situation, and inshallah, not anymore. So you have to really, now the motion to dismiss, what you knew to just dismiss it. Oh, they're barking dogs or whatever. Now you have to, instead of just dismissing it, now you have to really put forth the evidence, the information, the defense, the support for whatever it is that you're doing. And as you people start to realize that that's not happening, there is no support. There is no supporting evidence. There is no justification. There is no moral high ground. Then you have to really look at what probably the lots of the members of the Shura Council and definitely the Tamoan leadership at the top has already formulated their exit plan. They're probably already miles ahead of you as far as being ready to literally just drop this joint and be gone, done, poof, up in smoke. So y'all really need to be really looking hard at, okay, once Tamoa and the Tamoan ship capsizes, I mean, the Tamoan leadership, I'm going to try to mix in Tamoan as much as I can. The Tamoan leadership definitely has, they're in the speedboat. You know how when the ship is capsized, and there's always like the little speedboat or some, the boat that's on the side that whoever's the quickest or the smartest, they jump in that joint and they're out. And the rest of the people either swimming or they're sinking with the ship. y'all have to have something formulated, something ready. I mean, all this loyalty and stuff is going to go out the window and you'll see it. So, long story short, please pay attention and protect yourselves. As Allah says, Ku anfusakum wa ahlikum naran. Save yourself and then your family from the fire. So you can look at that and apply that to other situations. This is the perfect one to do that. Save yourself first. Okay, because the Tamoan leadership and the Tamoan system or whatever is not going to save you. It's not going to stay together. And when someone has to pay out the money and the damages, and people have to come forth and pay up, I mean, if you think leadership is going to do that, they're not. So, may Allah help out all the people who are sincere, all the people who really want to please Allah, save them and guide them to the right way. And the people whose hearts are hard and they're obstinate and they're arrogant and they have this pride that they will never come off of their arrogant and misguided ways, then we ask Allah to humble them repeatedly until they turn back to the right way.
I mean. Very well said. Very well said.
Very well said. So try not to talk so much because that's one of the reasons I'm like hesitant is I don't have real internet. That's why I apologize. I'm basically apologizing because only in chat they want me about the,
no, listen, chat. Listen, chat. If you lived on if you were ever part of Team One, right, and you lived anywhere near the land or on the land, you understand that there is no service, there is no cell towers. You were in the boonies of nowhere. All right, there is no internet providers. You might have some garbage satellite internet, or maybe even dial-up net zero. Okay, you're not. It's not the place. Listen, it's not the place to have. So we appreciate Who's for coming on.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that we're consistent with our information and we keep everyone updated as best as we can. This is something that actually happened yesterday, so we wanted to make sure that we update people who are not privy to the information, where the status of the situation is. So yes, we are underway. Tamoa, they got smoked pretty savagely in there. I mean, it was a swift execution. I don't know how else to put it because we anticipate, but the judge just went on ahead and just they're not presenting a strong enough case. You hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you now. You're going in and out though.
Yeah.
I can't even communicate. But what I was basically saying was that if it's out at this point, and 3 weeks from now we will have, inshallah, an actual date to put out. So
very, very well said. And just as Mubarak said, you guys have to have your fail-safe in place if you're just the TMOA layman. Because what if Salman says, "Hey, this is now my property. Get off." What are you gonna do then? I'm sure Saad wouldn't do that, but if Saad wanted to say, "Hey, you are you're on my property. Get off." That could happen to you. And so you guys have been complacent in your lives because we just live here, and this has been the thing for TMOA. We live here with our whole lives. It's going to stay here forever. But then when Sheikh Sayyid Noor comes and says, "Hey, you're up in Jamaat, Majlis Ashura, and you're forced to go somewhere else," what you're going to do, and it can come to anyone, anytime. Because Salman was one of the best members in TMOA. He collected dues and all that stuff. He was loyal, stayed there, lived on the land, 2 families, all this stuff. So if it happened to him, it happened to you. Like, no one's safe. I'm sure you're thinking like, no, there's no way.
And to be clear and to reiterate, we are not your enemies. Despite what you all might believe or want to think, we are not. R2F we're not the enemies of Tamoa or the Tamoans. We're not. So I'm saying that to say, if all of this, goes awry, which inshallah we anticipate that will happen. This whole situation will implode and break up, and everyone's going to be out here, for themselves. Like Mubarak made that good point, because y'all going to get left high and dry. So you guys need to be making preparations and preparing as best as y'all can. But just know, inshallah, we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the strength. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the patience to be there to help our Muslim brothers and pick them up. So I'm being clear about the downfall of the foolishness. We want that to just be done with. We're not, coming for anybody, personally. I think I can speak for all of us when it comes to that. Meaning, like, let's say we're driving by the road and we see someone who has a flat tire or something that we know is a Samoan. I mean, if we're capable, we have abilities or the time, we will for surely, stop by and help them as best as we can. What is going on?
I'm sorry, man. The Samoan dog just got.
listen. Hussein is so quotable, man. Hussein is so quotable. Ya Allah. That's great.
I'm never gonna be able to. I mean, that's stuck forever, man.
Samoa and Samoa. One of the ones, bro. One of the ones. Listen, that should be your name from now on. It's like, how they like go back in time in history and just like change like names forever, like how like the Maghreb people used to be called Berbers or whatever the hell. Team away. Listen, from now on, you are Samoa and Samoans. All right.
I mean, I could just see like because all these lands is like out like in the woods and rural areas. I could just imagine like Samoa loses their property or whatever, and then like the people just gotta scatter, and some white hillbilly is like, I seen the Samoan on the land. He goes out to his barn. He realizes some of his hair is gone. One of his
the Samoans stolen.
Goddamn Samoans.
Oh ya Allah.
Oh man, yo.
So honestly, truthfully, when it got involved to that, me and Mo were in stitches, bro. Dying. And we just knew it was going to be the flavor, man. It was going to be the flavor, but
definitely the flavor, man.
Chris noted, try to just keep this short. I know I'm probably still breaking up, but inshallah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in. Trying to wrap up as quick as possible. What we got?
I want you to know that you were speaking of another Muslim brother or sister. Wow, it seems funny. It's all very shameful. Okay, listen, you're taking this way too seriously. First of all, team away, calling them Samoans or whatever, you're taking this way too seriously. Half of them, or not half, majority of them, if they believe the belief of Martellani, they're not really they wouldn't. Well, in my opinion, they wouldn't fall into the fold of Islam because the belief is clearly shirk. And so and this happens a lot. People say, okay, you guys laugh too much, whatever the hell. I can promise you that you trying to find that excuse in your brain to say, hey, the one time they laughed, because we've been live for 20 minutes or so. Mubarak laughed for a good minute, and so now everything's invalidated. Like, bro, what?
I'm sorry. Okay,
how dare you, Chef?
I'm a human being. Right? It's funny.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if something your natural inclination is that's just what it is. And I believe she said it's all very shameful. You're absolutely correct. It is very shameful. What's going on is absolutely shameful. I do, and as men and as leaders, we all have to lead our we're all in a position one way or another of leadership. It's our duty to defend the. I mean, what's been going on in this nothing mockery to the deen. I do agree. It is all very shameful. Yes, of course. I think it's funny. Yes, we're going to laugh. Not robots, not cyborgs. I've been that. Why don't you all address what we're addressing? why don't y'all put into the chat addressing what we're addressing right now regarding the lies, the deception, the deceit, the oppression of the people in TMOA. Would you like us to say TMOA or it's Tomoa now? Get over it. Carry on.
Listen, man. Okay, hold up. I mean, do you realize what's been done? They literally tried to go into a court, like an actual court in the United States, and say that Salman, who they have known for his whole life, mistakenly filed a claim against the wrong people. These people are nuts and they're liars. I mean, they are. Now that's shameful. That's shameful. A group who allegedly is supposed to be sent guiding mankind and higher than the angels and all these things, and they're literally doing crackerjack box level of lies and trickery. I mean, my kids won't even try little stuff like that. I mean, they'll be like, they won't even like. They know exactly who you are. Number one, Salman knows exactly who you are. He did not mistakenly file a claim against the wrong people, and they know that. I mean, that alone should, for these Tomoan people, that alone should make them leave the group, just to be like, yo, y'all are really gonna play that. That's like, that's like if you call your wife by a nickname or something like that, and then someone's like, oh yeah, hey, that's your wife right there, and you're like, oh, no, that's Biddy or whatever, that's what it's like, bro, whatever you want to call it. The people who transgress against Salman are known. Change your name 100 times. Say, oh, wait, by this name or that name. You know exactly who he's talking about. It's you. Mm-hmm. And everyone in Tomoa knows. They know Salman didn't mistakenly, like is he a senior citizen or something, or I shouldn't say a senior citizen, but I mean, has he lost his mind? Is he having dementia? He just mistakenly wandered into the wrong land or something. People are nuts, man.
Yeah.
It's almost to the level of I really want to. I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but I mean, we really could really say some things about this situation, and it's like, you don't deserve. I mean, it's shameful for us to have to cover it, but the shame and the shame went out the window a long time ago for Tomoa and the Tomoan people because of what they've been doing. So don't talk about shame because you don't have any.
I'm about to say, yeah, they like, was it not shameful when Nora says that House Ali's gonna come up with the sword and behead Jafar and I and Mark and kill us all? Like what was that? See, the problem I have is that folks are quick to criticize whenever they feel that we've made a mistake, but are silent the entire time when we're being oppressed, when people are saying anything at all about us, crazy stuff. They're calling us liars and kafirs and monopolies, all this stuff, and we're gonna go to hell. They're gonna kill us. All that's fine for y'all, right? Y'all guys are quiet then. The second that we happen to laugh at something that is hilarious, not even funny, hilarious, you guys like, how dare you? I guarantee you that you guys laughing too. You guys like, this is funny as hell.
To your point, hold on. To your point, it's kind of like you're desperate. You're reaching for straw.
Yeah.
You're anything because you cannot address what we're talking about. You can't tackle. You can't stand and have an intellectual, battle, and let's discuss what we're talking about. So that's like a desperation attempt. You don't got nothing. You know how you be somebody in an art or a debate. They don't got nothing. So as soon as you say something or oh, you're making fun of me, I'm offended, and they will try to just use this to get out the back because they can't really deal with what we're talking about. I haven't heard anything that, from anyone who has any opposition to what we're saying actually tackle what we're talking about. Bring up some information on what we're actually and talking about. This fluff, stop with all this. No. Talk about what we're talking about. Address, rebut it. Say anything that's worth it. besides, oh, you shouldn't laugh and blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Miss Ahara Griffin. Okay, sorry, we
I
were
think she
laughing.
wants the smoke. I think she wants the smoke.
But let's see if we get any sort of response. I mean, do you find anything shameful about this court case and the lawsuit or anything? Do you find anything that is disturbing? Anything that anyone may clutch their pearls about or anything like that? I mean, I just would like to know. I mean, okay, our laughing. Okay, shameful. All right, 50 lashes. Now, do you find, because we're being serious now, we're not laughing at all. Straightforward question. Is there anything that you think of from what you know of the court case and what has happened, whether the lawsuit and then the attempt to get the charges dismissed and then that being rejected and just the whole thing surrounding the issue? Do you find anything shameful or noteworthy, or do you have a comment on that at all? Let's see. I'm guessing it's probably will be something, something ambiguous. Oh well, everybody's trying hard. Both teams tried hard. Oh, it's up to Allah. Only Allah can judge me. Oh,
Men on both sides.
It's something like that. It's usually
that's
never going to
usually
be. Yeah, it's never going to be an actual. You know what? Yeah, they were wrong for what they did, and they're like snakes in the grass for trying to, and how they're using and abusing people who maybe they're innocent, maybe they're just power hungry, maybe they want fame. These people that they're using, putting their names on these court cases to defend Tamoa and to actually take the bullets for Tamoa, because whatever this lady Brewster and some of these other people, I mean, they are going to be square in the crosshairs. I mean, they got their names on this thing. They're going down with the ship for sure. I mean, and for them to be taking these bullets, heavy fire, for who? For what? I mean, why?
I don't think they're taking it as serious as it really is. They're so used to being into this bubble. I don't even think they're taking it as serious as it should be taken. I mean, for you to just be brazen enough to get up in a courtroom and just completely, cannot substantiate with any type of proof or evidence. You cannot do it. I'm telling you right now, we heard the words. All right, well, that didn't work, so we will issue at the door in the little courtroom as me and very clearly. So he'll know that they got some real on their hands. And just look truth as the few went in there. They just look like who just got scolded by their parents. It's really rough.
She said, I find it very shameful and disturbing on sides. I personally experienced life on the land and off the land. I know for a fact that there are men and women that advocate for justice, and when someone had poor character, if they were abusive or even toxic, then they were not welcome on the land. That's a lie. There are people who are toxic but should not associate with all. I speak from my own experience. I know that associating all people with individuals that are in the wrong can be dangerous to any community. It brings danger to women and children.
As I said, there's going to be something ambiguous.
Yes.
Something basically both teams played hard type of John plays, not really actually pinpointing anything. I know
everybody gets a trophy.
I mean, okay. I mean, I understand. I'm sure the young lady is sincere in her statements and her what appears to be defense of Tamoa and the Tamoan people, and the Tamoan government and Tamoan system or whatever. But the fact remains that if you grew up and you experienced this on the land, I'm not sure what land you grew up on, but you missed a lot. I mean, you missed a lot. And this may be your experience, but I mean, we've all experienced something quite different, and even up until today. I mean, we don't even have to go so far back in the past. I mean, we can go And this year, the situation with Salman is proof. He said, "You find it." He said, "Okay." What did she say? You know for a fact that there are men and women that advocated for justice. Who? You know anyone that advocated for justice? Was a situation that happened to Salman that started the snowball rolling. Was there any justice being done? Was there an injustice had been done? And what men and women stood up for Salman and advocated for justice? We would like to know because they stood up and they advocated for him. They supported him. We can just use this. There wasn't a single Tamoan man that did it.
Yeah,
that I know.
Yeah, so she said, I do not know all 4 details in court, but I know that there are things I'm hearing about that just do not make sense. My brother is Jaffer. So this
yes,
is actually
we know. Yes, we know.
Jaffer.
Please message your brother Jaffer. He can tell you all about all the details. We're gonna close soon, but in case you don't know, my brother Varg has a special place for you from TMOA that's located somewhere that he will tell you about.
Oh, well, you got me. You got me. Oh,
What after? Is this laughter?
I would like to inform that everybody know that if you're looking for, if you're wondering, and I know this is popular in the Tamoan community, the location of Lahut Lamakan. Lots of people trying to get there, songs about it. We have located it. It's been confirmed. It is in the heart of Pakistan. It's in Pakistan. You can go there as long as you get a visa to go there. It's open at 5 a.m. Closes at 10, I believe. So you can't get there too early. But Lahut Lamakan is in Pakistan. It is definitely in Pakistan.
Mashallah. Yes. Don't forget to stop there on your way to your spiritual journey. I'm going to close here, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for coming on Hussein Mubarak to go over the hearing trial for Salman's hearing. The date for them to have their defense is March 6th. So if they don't have it by then
we'll give them another day. We'll call it March 7th. You know what I mean? Give them an extra little 24 hours to put it all together.
It's a deal altogether. But yeah, I'm going to close here. And Jazakallah khair everyone for coming on. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-alim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Michael Owens.